Alright, y'all, we're going to do some rational number word problems in just a second. First, though, important chemistry question. Should you ever trust an atom? No! They make up everything. Get it? Like building blocks of matter, making up stuff. Alright, enough chemistry. Here's what I want you to do. Let's start out with some vocabulary. I want you to look at each of these words, and for the words that show a positive value, I want you to mark a positive. For those that are negative, I want you to mark a negative. And if it doesn't tell you either, I want you to write the word neither. Please pause the video and mark next to each word what it tells you. Okay, so quickly check your work. See how you did, what makes sense, what doesn't. We're going to talk about just a couple of these words. So if there's one that you have a question about we don't talk about, you can pause the video again and look it up quickly. First, I want to talk about ascend and descend. And ascend means to go up something, like you go up a mountain. Descend means to go down something. So that's why ascend is positive, descend is negative. Same thing, similarly they're opposites. I want to talk about deposit and withdraw. Deposit's when you put money in to a bank account. Withdraw is when you take money out. Alright, so if there are any others that you have questions about, please pause right now and look them up. But it is time for us to jump into some real-world context problems with rational numbers. And for these, we're going to think each time about start, change, and end. By that I mean we're going to think, is the problem telling us information that's the start of something, how much it's changing, or the end of something? Whenever we have word problems, we're going to read a couple times, marking up the problem and thinking about what the text is telling us. Alright, let's jump in. Mr. Pfeiffer has a balance, of negative 79.98 in his bank account. He then makes a deposit of $31.05. What is the new balance in Mr. Pfeiffer's account? Okay, Mr. Pfeiffer has a balance of negative 79.98. Okay, that makes sense. He then makes a deposit, that's money going in, so that's going to be a positive number, of $31.05. What is the new balance? Oh, not like the shoes, but like what everything's equal to in Mr. Pfeiffer's bank account. Okay, think I understand the problem. I'm going to mark this up for start, change, and end. So Mr. Pfeiffer has a balance of negative 79.98. That's the start. That's how much I had to start out with, unfortunately. I've made a deposit of $31.05. That's the change. And the new balance in my account, well, that's what things end. Start, change, and end. This is super helpful because it helps you to draw a quick picture of this problem, which is always a fantastic problem-solving strategy. My picture, of course, is going to have a number line. It doesn't have to be a fancy number line. It doesn't have to have every number. It's just got to have the key stuff. So it's got to have 0. I'm going to start with wherever my start was. So it's somewhere over here, negative 79.98. That's what I started out with. And then I make a deposit of $31.05. So I'm here and I'm changing $31.05 in the positive direction. And I know that that's not going to pass 0 because $31.05 has a smaller absolute value. Finally, I'm trying to figure out where I end up. Now the beautiful thing about this is that once I'm here, I'm done. I can solve this problem. I can decide which of these answers is correct. Because right away I see 2 answers that are just not possible. They're totally crazy. Cross them out if you see them too. I'm crossing these guys out. Maybe you thought the same. There's no way that it can be a positive number. It's over here, it's negative. And now that I think about it, this also is an unreasonable answer. Negative 110, that would be somewhere over here. It should be more than negative 79.98. In fact, the reasonable answer is negative 48.93. That's the number that's right here. Now, if I didn't have those multiple choice, I'd have to do negative 79.98 plus 31.05. And then I'd do that, different signs, subtract these 2 numbers. It's a negative because it says larger absolute value. And if necessary, we can totally do it. Okay, Let's look at another problem. Mince Hensley is in charge of the budget for Mathletes. Last year we began the year with $608.48. Oop, right away, began the year. I'm thinking start. In our bank account. But by the end of the year, we owed $217.99. So there's owing money here, and that's the end. So I'm thinking that's probably the end. I'll write it over here. What rational number can be used to describe the change in the bank account? So this problem is different. In the last one, I knew the start and the change. In this one, I know the start and the end, and I'm trying to figure out how much it changed. Now, if you're not sure how to solve this, let's draw a quick picture. So I'm going to put 0 on here. Just the important stuff. I don't need to put everything on here. I start with 608.48. And I know that's right here. I'm going to end at negative 217.99. That's where we end. And we're going from here to here. That's our change. But that's the number I'm trying to find out. Now there are a couple different ways to approach this. Maybe you remember what we talked about with distance, that we can subtract these two numbers and then find their absolute value. Or maybe you see in this picture that 608.48, well, that's this. That's this amount. And from here to here, that's 217.99. So if I want the total, I would have to add those two numbers. Okay, either way, what you're going to end up doing is adding 608.48 and 217.99. to get 826.47. 826.47, that's definitely a reasonable length of that arrow. But I'm not totally done, because when I look at this, I notice that it's going in the negative direction. And if I'm asking for the change, I need to know what direction did it go in. So it must have been negative. The change is negative. Go ahead and put units in there, $826.47. Okay, so as you're working on this practice, I want you to mark up the problem for everything that you connect to, but also specifically for what is the start, what is the change, and what is the end. Then draw a quick sketch to help you think about the problem. That's going to lead to some problems where you can eliminate answers that don't make sense, and others where you have to do some quick computation. Either way, it's going to make your life a whole lot easier. All right, good luck.